Hi guys, this is Vince. Today I want to talk about Bitcoin and the chart I'd like to use for Bitcoin. Now our predictions have been a bit off lately, and I think it's due to that we're using, the wrong chart for Bitcoin basically. So, well, this chart that I use right now is based on an online conspiracy theory, basically. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So Satoshi Nakamoto is said to be the creator of Bitcoin. That's written in the white paper. And in Japanese, Satoshi means something like enlightened, wise, or intelligent. And then Nakamoto means something like middle, base, or central, which leads us to the question, well, um, that sounds like CIA. So is Satoshi Nakamoto CIA? Could be. So yeah, I've been playing around with the idea really, and yeah, looking into the chart or creating the chart actually for using the contra creation and the CIA headquarters as a location. So yeah, this is the chart that I came up with. Pretty interesting stuff here. We've got Leo Lagna, and well, Leo was the king, right? And the 24th degree of Leo, according to the Chandra Kriya, is actually somebody like a king as well, or the king himself. Um, well, we all know that Bitcoin is really the first cryptocurrency, at least as far as I know, and yeah, the idea is to revolutionize finance really and to decentralize finance. Um, well, Saturn here on the ascendant. Saturn doesn't really like the sun, right? The sun meaning the government. So yeah, the chart kind of makes sense that way. Moon in the 10th house, Venus opposite the ascendant right here. Venus is the duplicate yogi, Mars is the yogi in this chart. The yogi point is at 2440 degrees of Taurus, and then we got the moon here at 26, so it's conjunct. All right, so yeah, that's the chart for Bitcoin really. I could say a lot more about it, but I just want to look at the transit and see if it makes sense, and yeah, show it to you guys. So this is the all-time high of 2017. We've reached an all-time high of $19,600. So yeah, basically for these transit charts, I've used the exact same location as I did for the native Bitcoin chart that I created, and um, just use the same ascendant really. So yeah, interesting thing about this all-time high of 2017, there's a lot of triggers here. We've got Moon, Mercury, Venus conjunction in the fourth house of Bitcoin. And Venus, the duplicate yogi, is exactly opposite the moon here and the yogi point. Mercury is also aspecting the yogi point from the fourth house. And moon is there as well. It's also aspecting the 10th house cusp. So yeah, big party there. Well, another thing is Rahu is in the 12th house and is aspecting the Punya Sahams, which is basically the part of fortune in the Western astrology. So yeah, that's all kind of wealth promoting stuff here happening transit-wise. And as we know, the Punya moves very fast. So if we don't have the correct location or the correct time, then this thing would be off. This thing would not be triggered at this point. This Punya would actually be somewhere else. So yeah, we've also got K2 on the part of spirits. Now this and with Chiron actually. Yeah, we've also got Mars Jupiter here, which is a wealth yoga, and Mars is the yogi, like I said. Sun Saturn conjunction here, creating a Raj Yoga, being the first lord and the seventh lord together in the fifth. Yeah, so let's jump ahead to the next chart, next transit. So this is the all-time high of 21st of February 2021. We've reached an all-time high of $57,000. Now, Venus is aspecting the ascendant again, being the duplicate yogi. Mars, the yogi, is in the 10th house. Rahu is conjunct the yogi point, and the 10th house cusp and the moon right there. And Jupiter is aspecting it as well, this stellium right here. So yeah, interesting stuff. This sort of seems to make sense, right? Well, let's go to the next one. I think that's it for this one. So we've reached another all-time high actually on the 14th of March, 2021. We've reached an all-time high of $61.5 thousand, that is. Now, as we can see, Venus is exactly opposite the ascendant again, or more or less 2 degrees orb, together with Neptune. Notice that in 2021, Neptune is actually in the 7th house cusp, or on the 7th house cusp all the time, really. In 2017, not really, but in 2021 he was. And Neptune has to do with dreams and stuff, and dreamy stuff. So people are dreaming about Lambos and driving Lamborghinis. People asking all the time, when Lambo? Well, not for a while, I guess, because Bitcoin has been down since the 10th of November. But anyways, 14th of March. So yeah, Venus opposite the ascendant being duplicate yogi, Mars in the 10th house again, being the yogi, moon in the 10th house, conjunct the 10th house cusp. And Rahu is still here in the 10th house cusp as well, with the yogi point and everything. And then Jupiter is at 25 degrees, exactly aspecting the moon there and the yogi point. And Mars actually creating this wealth combination. And it's also conjunct the part of spirit exactly. Now, some people, depending on which formula you use, part of spirit could be the part of fortune and vice versa. So, yeah, sometimes the part of spirit, when it gets benefic aspects, it also triggers wealth in that sense. Jupiter is also conjunct the 6th house cusp, which in my opinion is a house of income and a house of gains. So yeah, that's another trigger there. I think that's basically it. There could be more maybe, but yeah, these are just things that I've written down really and marked in this sheet. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. This is the all-time high of the 21st of October. We've reached an all-time high of $66.7 thousand really. Again, we've got Venus opposite the 10th house cusp, the moon in yogi point. Rahu is still in Taurus, and Jupiter is pretty much still aspecting this in quite a tight orb, 2 degrees. Neptune is still opposite the ascendant, and Mars is also being aspected actually by Jupiter there. So yeah, it's creating this trine here with Mars, Jupiter, Moon. So yeah, that's another combination for wealth really. So yeah, interesting stuff again, right? So yeah, that's it for the all-time highs that I've marked. There's probably more to see if we go back into the past for more all-time highs, but I don't want to linger on this. So this is the start of the bear market. Now I predicted this through Kleshna actually a month ahead. So yeah, basically in this chart there are a few things that could lead to the bear market. Like Jupiter was a good support for Bitcoin in 2021, and right here it's at 29 degrees. It's about to leave Capricorn. It's in Sandy. It's about to enter Aquarius, and yeah, it's kind of losing the orb of Moon here and the yogi point and everything. So yeah, it's losing support there of Jupiter. The Upaketu was on the 2nd house cusp. If you use like the whole sign system and you use like 24 degrees as the 2nd house cusp, and then Sun would also be on the 3rd house cusp, actually being debilitated in the sign of Libra. So the ascendant lord being debilitated at the exact same degree as the ascendant degree. Interesting stuff. Gulika is also at 24 degrees here in the 10th house. Interesting. you know, with the moon and yogi point here and the 10th house cusp. So yeah, Gulika is sort of a curse, and Upaketu as well. And then the sun being debilitated, you know, not very good. There may be things that I'm missing here, but these are just the things that, you know, came to my mind when I saw this chart. So this is the crash of 30th of April. Now we've been down ever since, actually, since 10th of November. But yeah, we've recently had this crash of 30th of April, and you know, more people lost their money. Saturn entered into Aquarius, into the 7th house, and it created this Yama Yoga, this yoga of death, actually, in the 7th house. So yeah, a lot of people probably got wrecked here. The two benefics, Jupiter and Venus in the 8th house, not good. Rahu had already moved into Aries, so yeah, people are no longer, or people will still always be obsessed about money, but yeah, the basic theme is converted into health, probably, with Rahu moving into Aries. And yeah, Rahu is no longer in the 10th house for Bitcoin. So yeah, you could make a case for Gulika being close to the 10th house cusp, but I think this orb is too wide, really. Yeah, I think this really has to do with the Yama Yoga being created here, and Saturn moving into Aquarius, no longer being in the 6th house, suppressing the enemies, and you know, 6th house being a house of gains, in my opinion. You know, Saturn will soon move retrograde on the 5th of June, actually, and so it will step back into Capricorn until the 17th of January 2023, that is. So there is some hopium in me left to think that we may get another run when Saturn moves into Capricorn, but you know, Rahu is already moved out of the 10th house, so can't be sure. Jupiter will move over the Yogi. Oh, no, Jupiter will actually move over the Punya Sahans at around 70 or 22 degrees. I'm not sure. I've marked it here. Let's see, 22 degrees of Pisces. So yeah, Jupiter will transit this point in Bitcoin's chart in 2023, I believe. Probably in March. So yeah, that's really when we could see some more price action, maybe. And that would also put some more validity into this chart of Satoshi Nakamoto, or CIA, being the creator of Bitcoin. Now it could also be that they're just, you know, located in Langley, or located somewhere on the same longitude or latitude. I'm not sure which is the vertical line, but on the same vertical line as Langley, Virginia, USA, actually. So yeah, that's basically it. Pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what you think about this chart. Actually, the birth details are the 8th of January 2009. It's born at 21:54:25 seconds in Langley, Virginia, USA. That's how I have it, really. So yeah, it's based on contract creation again, and yeah, the conspiracy theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is actually a representation for the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you liked the video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video. All right, bye.